We are going to speak about cancer and God. Cancer and God. Many people find their solace and their strength in their faith, while others question God's role in their suffering. I don't know about you whether you find solace and strength in your faith or you blame God's roles in suffering. When you speak about cancer, I will speak about few perspectives. And the number one is God sovereignty. Some believe that God is in control of all things, and that is very true. God is in control of everything, including illness and suffering. They trust that God has a plan, even when it is difficult to understand. Even in illness and in suffering, God is in control of everything. It is difficult for us to understand that nature, but the truth is that God is still in control. It might be difficult for us to understand that nature of suffering, pain, while we have God. He is there for us in that suffering. He is able to take us in. What we need to do is to believe in Him. To believe in Him that He is able to heal us, is able to save us, is able to take us out of that situation. I don't know about you. If you believe that really God can save you from that suffering or from what you are going through right now. So that was number one, God's sovereignty. God has power. God is in control. Whether sometimes our circumstances, challenges, difficulties, illness, suffering we are going through, He is still in control. Number two is about God, love, and compassion. Many find comfort in the belief that God loves them unconditionally, and it is with them through their struggle. They may pray for healing or for strength to endure their suffering. So many find comfort in that belief that God loves them unconditionally. I don't know if you believe God loves you unconditionally, especially in your suffering, in your pain, in your struggle, in your loneliness. I don't know if you really know that God loves you unconditionally. When you know that God loves you unconditionally, then pray for healing, pray for strength to endure that season of suffering, that is season of struggling. Really, actually, you can believe God, and God can come through to save you and to set you free. You need just to believe. God really loves you unconditionally. So, number three is God's purpose in our suffering. God's purpose in our suffering. Believe that God can use suffering to teach us important lessons, to draw us closer to Him, to prepare us for something greater. So everything that happened in our life, it has a purpose. Maybe God is teaching us important lessons. Maybe God is drawing us near or closer to Him. Maybe God is preparing us for something that is greater. And maybe if I ask you today, through the situation that you are in right now, do you feel that God had a purpose for it? In every suffering, God has a purpose. I want to encourage you as we go through this, know that God has a purpose for everything. Number four is questioning God. It is natural to question God's roles in our suffering, especially when faced with a serious illness like cancer. Some people may experience anger, doubt, or even despair. It's okay. It's okay to question God uh, because of what we are going through, because of suffering that we are going through. It's okay to feel anger, to experience anger. It's okay to be doubt. It's okay even to be despaired. It's okay. It's natural because sometimes pain is an you is so heavy to us that even we can't endure. It's okay to question God, but don't forget to believe in Him. He is able to heal us. He is able to do mighty things in our life. Just believe in Him. Number 5 is seeking support. It's important to seek support from loved ones, faith community, professional counselors. Talking about your feelings and experience can be helpful in coping with cancer. You see, maybe you are suffering with cancer. You are suffering cancer. It's important to seek support from your loved one, from faith community, from your churches, from your brothers, your sisters who are saved, to seek professional counselors to take you through sessions. Many people have given up because they have been declared a cancer. What was your experience when you were declared that you have cancer? What was your experience? You have to speak to your loved one. You have to seek help from a faith community. You have to seek a professional counselor to take you through a counseling session. Talk about your feelings. You talk about your feelings, about your experience, and can be helpful in coping with cancer. So, unlimited, the relationship between God and cancer is personal. What matters most is finding what brings you comfort, peace during this challenging time. You cannot compare cancer with God. What is important for you to find what brings you comfort and peace during this challenging time. So, we have to believe in God, walk with Him in this trying moment, this suffering moment of our life, and seek peace from Him. That God, what we have is so heavy for us. We need you to give us peace of mind, peace of body, peace of our emotions. Is very important because sometimes burden is so heavy, suffering is so painful that we cannot endure. But I've come to encourage you, my brother and my sister, don't lose hope. Believe in Him. You will see His hand through your life. He will come, actually. He will come and save you. He will come and set you free from that suffering. You see, we have been talking about cancer and God. And when we talk about cancer and God, we have said many people facing cancer find solace and strength in their faith, while others question God's role in their suffering. And I've said it's important to question God's role in your suffering. We have spoke about 5 major points, and we have said number 1, or aspect, perspective, or common when you speak about God and cancer. Number 1 is God's sovereignty, and we have said that God is in control of everything. He has power over everything. We have talked about God's love and the compassion that even in our suffering, in our pain, the love of God is still the same. We have spoken about God's purpose in our suffering. There is a purpose why you are undergoing that situation. Maybe God is preparing you for something big. So have that in mind. Number 4, questioning God. Some question God in their suffering. It's important. Some feel anger, doubtful, even despair. It's important. You have to. Sometimes it's a must, but don't lose your faith. Don't lose your faith. Don't lose your focus. We have talked about number 5, seeking support. It's important to seek support from your loved one, faith community, or from believers, professional counselors. Talk about your feeling. Talk about your experience. Talk about yourself. Talk about what you want to achieve, how you are feeling, the pain you are undergoing, and you will see what God is going to do in your life. My brother and sister, thank you for watching this. Else, we prepare another video next about cancer. I think you will find peace in your heart as you follow this. You will be encouraged to remain faithful to your God, to remain focused, to remain firm, and to depend upon the Lord. Thank you very much. God bless you and have a wonderful time and season. May God visit you and heal you from that cancer so that you can see the greatness of the Lord. Amen.